And I mean, even though that triangle might not be anything, if that had just come on and I'd not had any issues, it'd be okay. But because the throttle went limp, then the battery was bad, and the connect, and then this, and I'm like, I don't want to get to my warranty and then I'm paying. Finally, I can pick my bike up from the dealership. I got a call yesterday from my technician and he said that he has an explanation for why the triangle was coming on, the warning triangle, and the gears were sticking. I couldn't find neutral. It was slipping right from first to second, and the only way that neutral was easy was when the engine was shut down. So he has an explanation for all of it. I'm just hoping that this bike is sorted out, and as promised, guys, I always said that I will tell the truth and I'll keep you updated on what's going on with the bike. So I'm going to leave now. My husband's taking me to the dealership and I'll meet you there. If you're new to the channel, guys, here's a quick recap on the bike. It was purchased in 2024, it had 15 miles on the clock. I've had throttle issues and also a bad battery, and now this issue, but let's take a look at my husband's bike first. Let me see.
But it does look, no, it does look real good though.
What did you put on it?
The red Brembos?
Ooh. Okay.
Sure. But it does. It looks real good.
He needs to sort that out though.
But I'm not.
He needs to just peel those
He
off.
needs to peel them because what's going to happen, sooner or later you're going to start leaking because it goes in and out. This, you need to remove this.
Yeah, get rid of them, and it's all
Because what
peeled
happens
off.
is with time, as it goes up and down.
So we're just talking bikes, and I don't know what my husband's doing, but he's doing more than what I've done on my bike. So, but we're going to wait. We're probably going to do cams and a set of nice pipes. I'm definitely not going to do a turbo on my bike. It's too expensive, guys, and I don't need that kind of power. You know, I think cams and some nice pipes will give me the sound that I want. I'm more of like a visual person. Hi. Thank you. I wanted to do a quick walk around the bike for you before I left. So as you can see, I switched out the end caps on the crash bars, and I switched out the shifter peg and the brake pedal, also the footboards. Now, as we go up to the top, you'll see the Oberon levers. Keep watching the video, guys, because you'll understand the relevance of those in this whole situation. As you go down the front of the bike, you'll see I switched out the stock front fork protectors for these ones, the taller, and they are aluminium, so that was a great upgrade. But yeah, the bike looks amazing, and watch out for the next video. I'm just going to do a full walk around video for you, keeping you updated on all of the upgrades.
Brand.
I like the look of that.
And I just built this other one. So we do it, you just don't see them because they go so quick.
On the way to check out my husband's bike, we stopped by this Lowrider ST. It's a customer's bike and it's waiting to get some really cool upgrades. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you'll know that I also own a 2022 Lowrider S with Nasty Hog Rebel Chop saddlebags and an Avant Black ST style fairing. It will be on the channel soon.
Yeah, that's a special one.
Thank you so much.
Oh, this is going to look really cool. So this is what they're building at the moment.
And then I'm gonna do this piece gold, so it'll be black and gold there.
That'd be nice.
And then on the collars of the pushrod tubes, the tubes are gonna be black, and then the little
That's
collars.
worth changing.
Yeah, I'm gonna change that too. Yep, that's gonna go gold or black or something. Yeah, I didn't realize this was your bike. I love this one.
I really like the gold on it. I like the gold rotors as well. Wasn't too sure before, but now I'm seeing it against the teal. I think it's going to look amazing.
Piece right here. That's attached to the stock lever. That operates your clutch switch.
Okay.
And you got to transfer it to the new lever, or there's nothing to activate the clutch switch.
Right.
What's happening with yours, it wasn't making a contact, and randomly with the vibration, it would strip your clutch switch.
Right. So that's what we're happening.
That was the yellow light.
Yellow light
That's the whole thing, yeah. It's confusing everything because it's like thinking until we turn gears and stuff.
And I suppose bringing it in and it needed an update, you probably thought that's why the triangle.
Yeah, and it was totally random because I could ride that bike for 20 miles and it wouldn't stick the yellow light.
Right.
And it just has to do with going on the right bump to hit that clutch switch and it would turn
that's
off.
what it was. So when it just okay. Well, there's no yellow light.
No, I think you're good now.
The gears are very nice.
Good.
And I'm just hoping that.
No, I think we got it good.
My husband headed home in the truck. His bike still has parts to be installed, so we left it at the dealership. Thinking back on the issues from loss of throttle, bad battery and connections, and then the gears and warning triangle, I was just so happy to have the issues fixed and be back on my bike. I hope the explanation from BD, my technician, helps you guys out if you are thinking of installing aftermarket levers. I'm taking a nice ride home now, so meet me in the garage for an overview of the lever and gear situation. I feel so stupid. This bike, guys, you've had an overview. It's a 2024 CVO Road Glide ST, purchased 2024, had 15 miles on the clock, and it was perfect, I thought, straight out of the dealership. About 3 weeks after having it, I was having throttle issues. It just kept kind of going limp, and I thought, okay, no big problem. Anyway, we go to Laconia, or we thought so. We ended up in Washington because we couldn't get to Laconia because the bike just 75 miles an hour on the highway, cut out, throttle wasn't working, and honestly, I was really terrified. So we planned to take the bike into Old Glory Harley Davidson the day after to see if they could sort it out. The morning of that, the bike wouldn't start. Got it into Old Glory Harley Davidson. They did everything they could. I think they were on the phone to the master technician in Milwaukee as well, and they found that the pins were not connected in the throttle body, so that would make sense. So I got back from Washington, back to Miami, got the bike straight into the dealership, and my technician switched the pins out, so I've never had a throttle issue since. Please don't let me have one. So that was that. Then the bike wouldn't start and it was intermittent. I'm like, okay, maybe it's me kind of not firing the bike up properly, until one day it wouldn't start at all. So got it back into my dealership and they pulled the seat off and the battery was just so corroded, and apparently the connections to the battery were not fastened in properly. They weren't connected properly. Now, my dealership thought that Old Glory Harley Davidson might not have connected the battery up properly, but the morning of taking it into Old Glory Harley Davidson, the bike wouldn't start. So that's why I know the throttle and the battery situation are both manufacturer's defects. And from my previous videos, if you've watched them and you've checked the comments, you'll see that a lot of people have had issues with bad batteries. And I mean, this bike's still under warranty, so you wouldn't really think that the battery would go bad after, I think it was probably a year. So that was sorted out. They changed the battery, reconnected everything, good to go. This is where I feel really stupid, okay? So you've seen the video, you watched my technician explain the reason why the triangle was on and the gears were slipping. And it was because when you are installing aftermarket levers, you have to take apart, I'm not sure what it is, like a little clip. You have to take that from the stock lever, you have to transfer it over to the aftermarket lever, and apparently that kind of makes a connection. So when you're going through the gears, you know, it will connect properly and everything will run smoothly. That part, of course, wasn't put into my aftermarket levers, and that's why I was having an issue with the gear, and the warning triangle came on. So I jumped straight to the conclusion that, oh, here we go again, it's another manufacturer's defect. It actually isn't. It's nothing to do with the manufacturer. It's to do with the fact that I have put aftermarket levers on my bike. I was always going to be honest with you guys. I do feel, this is the confession, I do feel a bit stupid, but in all fairness, you know, what was I supposed to think? I've had issues with the bike since day one, and I just thought this was another issue. So it isn't. The bike is running perfectly. I had a great ride home. Stay tuned, because I'm going to take you right the way through with this bike. I have no intentions of trading it in. I absolutely love it. It's my dream bike, and I do want to work through the issues, but let's hope that we don't have any more. So I hope this video helps you. If you're installing aftermarket levers, you've got to transfer that part over, and yeah, that's it, guys. Listen, also hit the notification bell because I'm going to do a walk around video letting you know what I did in Daytona and the company that I used as well to do it. I'm really happy with the way everything's turned out. But I don't want to keep you any longer. I want to thank you for watching the video. I want to thank you for all of the support. It really helps me. And please like, if you haven't, subscribe, and comment down below as well and let me know if you've installed aftermarket levers and you've had an issue like this. Because the more we put out there, it just helps other people. Yeah, it saves other people all the hassle. So I'm going to go now, guys, and thank you for watching again, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.